Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Zarlish Imran and I am a first year MBBS student at SIMS Lahore. I welcome you all back to this channel. In this video, we are going to talk about that how you can master the process of making notes during your Mdcat journey. So basically, this video is divided into following major chunks. First of all, we will discuss that why note taking is essential. Let us break this point into two parts. As we all know that acing Mdcat requires a combination of hard work and smart work, and somehow note taking comes in the category of smart work so that you have all the things in kind of summarized form that will help you in last time revision too. Further, as Mdcat preparation requires going through different books, so if you'll have made your notes, then it will reduce your time wastage too, and you can utilize that time in doing some other productive stuff like practicing MCQs and revisions. Point number 2. Let us dive into the secrets of subject-wise note-taking. Beginning with biology. As we all know that it is a subject that requires more cramming than concepts and it has a lot of information all jam-packed inside it. So it will not be possible for you to add up every single line or point in form of notes because if you do so, you will create merely a photocopy of your textbook. So in this case, the best way of making notes is to add up points in your textbook, or in case if you are given notes by your teacher, you can add extra information on them. You can use sticky notes to add up points from other books, or you can attach extra paper to your already provided notes. But again, the main point on which I will emphasize is to don't leave reading your textbook. You have to read your text lines side by side while preparing from your notes. This is exactly what I did. It is because in Mdcat, sometimes exact text lines come as MCQs, especially in case of biology. So if you take your notes in textbook side by side, it will be very beneficial for you. Coming towards physics. In case of physics, your own handwritten notes are far more important than your textbook. Like notes occupy 80% of the weightage, while textbook occupies the remaining 20% of it. Which clearly means that you don't have to stop book reading in this case too, as there are some chapters like nuclear physics which will require book reading. Coming towards note taking in physics, it occupies the major weightage here because in textbook information is given in form of long paragraphs, while when you take lectures, the teacher tells you that how you can apply that knowledge while solving MCQs. So make sure that you write down every single point while taking lectures. If we talk about chemistry, then organic chemistry occupies the major portion of it. In this case, you can simply take a piece of paper and write all the reactions of a particular chapter on it. Make sure to write the catalyst names and conditions of each reaction correctly. In the remaining portion of this subject, trends and exceptions are the favorite points of MDCAT examiners. Write them in form of a single line or in form of bullet points. It will reduce the time spent in reading the entire paragraph. You can just read those lines and the entire concept will get fresh in your brain. Last but not the least, that is English. It doesn't has any specific preparation book. You have to note the entire lecture and you have to prepare from that. Now, the moment for which you all have been waiting for. That is effective note taking strategies and tricks. Tip number 1, using bullet points. By doing so, you will reduce the time spent on reading long paragraphs while preparing a particular topic. Always make notes in form of bullet points so that the next time you have to revise a particular topic, you merely read those bullet points and things get fresh and revised in your mind. Tip number 2, that is using highlighters and pointers of different colors. In case you are adding up information in your textbook, use of different highlighters and pointers of different colors can be very effective. It is because somehow while solving the MCQs, you will have that image in your subconscious memory that you highlighted this point in your textbook with this particular color. Further, it can also help in revisions in such a case that you can easily go through the highlighted points and all the topic gets prepared. Tip number 3, that is using sticky notes. In case you have to add information from other book or you have to add points during your lecture, you can use sticky notes for making neat and clean notes on your book. Tip number 4, that is making flowcharts. Making flowcharts help in summarizing the stuff in a far more efficient way. Let us get this point through an example. You all know that the topic of nerve impulse in biology is about 2 to 3 pages long. But after reading and understanding the entire concept, you can summarize that topic in form of this simple flowchart. Hence, for revision in a very short time, such flowcharts are extremely helpful. Tip number 5, that is making tables. Making tables is also very effective, especially when you are tackling a topic that is very lengthy and requires a very strong concept building. Let us again take an example from the chapter named Bioenergetics in Biology. You can summarize the products of reactions in the form of this very simple table. And when you have to revise, instead of starting to read from the very first line of your textbook, prepare from your notes first, then book reading will work in a far more efficient way. So that was all from my side. In case of any queries, comment section is always open for you. You can drop your questions there. And finally, Good luck for your Mdcat exam. May all your dreams come true.